Hey folks, Early Day Rider here, back at you once again. Your good old friend HDR. Suiting up, actually, and I'll tell you, I'm pretty honest when I do these tests. Suiting up for test number 2. And the reason I'm suiting up for test number 2 is that test number 1 didn't go too well. And the reason it didn't go too well is because I got home, I went to pull my video into Final Cut Pro on my Mac, and what happened was there was no video. So and I even shot like a super nice test video. Super nice. I took a nice little ride in the country. I knew that was going to get me. And I knew what I should have did, actually. I should have, honestly, I should have did what I did before I just left. I should have recorded some test video and found out how to get off the camera. Here's the trick with the 10C that nobody tells you. I found it on a forum on the web. Turn the 10C on, plug it into your computer, and then hold the camera button down for like 2 or 3 seconds. And I don't know what it does, but it turns it into USB mode or something. I don't know. I don't know what that does, but once I did that, the video popped right up and it was fine. So here we are with test number 2. Take 2, HDR, take 2. It just wouldn't be right if I didn't, I can't test it in the house or walk out in the backyard. That's not going to show me any angles or anything. So, again, I'm out here with no gloves on. This is a demo test ride with the 10C. I was impressed though when I pulled my video off how clear the audio was. Now, I don't know how clear it's going to be when I'm riding, but this is going to allow me to go a different route this time, maybe. And get it up to speed, get some wind blowing through it, and we'll see where we're at here. Again, as you've seen on the video this morning, I am wearing the 3/4 helmet, and I just came down on that first test run I did. I wish I would have got it on recording. I came down this road and they graded it. They grade the road off. It was like riding a dirt bike. It was with my 2011 Electric Glide. It wasn't very good. And when I got back, I went to import it into Final Cut Pro. And when I did that, I had a ton of pictures of my hand, because you hit the button on the top and it takes a picture. And which is pretty cool. You can grab a couple still pictures when you're riding down the road. That's a neat feature. But yeah, it was different. So anyway, let me try to pick up on the topics I talked to you on the first video. First, with the Drift HD I have on my wrist, you've often seen it, I have an on-off button, so I can stop the recordings when I'm riding. I don't have to reach up to the helmet to do so. And on my GoPro 3 Silver Plus, GoPro 3 Plus Silver, whatever that is, I bought a remote for that. So like Sean Smoke, I can put on the handlebar, okay, and I can do that. On this one, on the Sena, there is no remote for it. I mean, I've seen a couple on their website, but I don't know if it controls the cameras or not. So that's something I got to look into. The next thing I talked about was on the Drift cameras, as well as your GoPro cameras. You may or may not do this. I carry around 3 total batteries. All right, I have 1 battery in the Drift at all times, obviously. I have a wall charger when we're on trips, and I have 2 spare batteries. When we rode the Tail of the Dragon, before we set out to do the Tail of the Dragon, I changed out and put a fresh battery in. You cannot do that with the Drift 10C, right? There's no way to change batteries on it. I think that's when you're doing video. I mean, that's something that Sena maybe can look at, is how can they put in their removable batteries so we can charge those. I'm going to put a 12-volt connection in my tour packs, and I could charge them in the tour pack if I have to when I'm out all day and be able to record. Now it does say the record time on these videos is 2 hours. Standby time for the Sena itself I think was 12 if I'm not mistaken. And the total record time on the Sena is 2 hours. But the way it's set up right now, if I would take the Sena off my head and say I would put that in the tour pack to charge so I could do more recordings when, say, me and Mrs. HDR are out. What's going to happen at that point is I'm not going to be able to talk to Mrs. HDR. Now, she may be happy, but I will not. Speaking about Mrs. HDR, we're going to give her a phone call to see if the Sena will record the phone conversation into the video. So let's go ahead and try that now. So I tap the button on the back. Hey, you're on with me and the YouTube people. There you go. See, they get to hear you maybe finally if this records into the video. I hope it does. I think that would be pretty cool. So, alright, well, I'm not going too far. I'm almost down into Burgestown right now. I think I'll head out 18 a little ways, turn around and come back home. Alright, love you. Alright, bye-bye. Okay, so that was Mrs. HDR via cell phone. She is not on the back of the bike at all. And we are not communicating through the communicators. But I told you earlier on the video that the 10C, one thing I want it for is I wanted to record the group rides. I had to send a backpack, and I sent it back. Now, the reason I sent the Sena backpack back, wow, that's a lot of backs, was because when myself and Henry were riding, first of all, he could barely hear me. It did something to the communications. Second off, there was a lot of static in the recordings. So, like a good techie that I am, I did some investigating. And I found out that if I did not use the wireless remote that we just talked about, something about that wireless remote with the Bluetooth going into it, and then